That's the Mashiach Yahushua. The destroyer of the Most High, that's the Mashiach Yahushua. Verse 23, and the Egyptians pursued and went in after them to the midst of the sea, even all Pharaoh's horses, his chariots and his horsemen. And it came to pass that in the morning, watch, the Most High looked unto the host of the Egyptians through the pillar of fire and of the cloud, and troubled the host of the Egyptians, and took off their chariot wheels, that they drave them heavily. So that the Egyptians said, let us flee from the face of Israel. For the Most High fighteth for them against the Egyptians. This is what it's going to be. You see, we just read about spiritual Egypt and spiritual Sodom in Revelation 11 and 8. You can do the same thing. It tells you in prophecy. For the Most High fighteth for them against the Egyptians. And the Most High said unto Moses, stretch out thine hand over the sea, that the waters may come again upon the Egyptians, upon their chariots and upon their horsemen. And Moses stretched forth his hand over the sea, and the sea returned to its strength. When the morning appeared, and the Egyptians fled against it, and the Most High overthrew, HALALAWYAH. Remember, the angel of the Most High is doing all this, which is the destroyer, which is the Mashiach Yahushua, as we just read in 1 Corinthians 10th chapter, the 4th verse. Spiritual rock that followed us, which was Hamashiach, overthrew the Egyptians in the midst of the sea. And the waters returned and covered the chariots and the horsemen and all the hosts of Pharaoh that came into the sea after them. There remained not so much as one of them. But the children of Israel walked upon dry ground in the midst of the sea, and the waters were a wall upon them on their right hand and on their left. Thus the Most High saved Israel that day from their enemies and from the hand of all that hated us. Thus the Most High saved, that's salvation right there, Israel that day out of the hand of the Egyptians. And Israel saw the Egyptians dead upon the seashore. And Israel saw that great work which the Most High did upon the Egyptians, and the people feared the Most High and believed the Most High and his servant Moses. Now, right quick, we can go to verse 15, chapter 15. Then sang Moses and the children of Israel this song unto the Most High, and spake, saying, I will sing unto the Most High. This song that they're singing for. He have triumphed gloriously. Make a song of this. The horse and his rider hath he thrown into the sea. The Most High is my strength and song, and he is become my salvation. He is my power, and I will prepare him an habitation, my father's power, and I will exalt him. The Most High is a man of war. You know, Elohim is his name. It's the Most High, because remember, it's the angel of the Most High. The Most High is doing it, but he used the angel to do it. As he always had, the angels deal with us. Spirits of the Most High deal with us. The Most High is a man of war. The Most High is his name. Pharaoh's chariots and his hosts have he cast into the sea. His chosen captains also are drowned in the Red Sea. Listen, the depths have covered them. They sank into the bottom as a stone. Matter of fact, they have Pharaoh's chariots in a museum in Cairo, Egypt. It says, thy right hand, there it is. Thy right hand is what? What is that right hand? Verse 19 of Exodus 14th chapter. And the angel of the Most High, which went before the camp of Israel. Right? That's the right hand of the Most High, is become glorious in power. Verse 6 of Exodus 15th chapter. Thy right hand, who is a Mashiach Yahushua, who is a destroyer, who is the angel of the Most High, or the spirit of the Most High, is become glorious in power. The destroyer, thy right hand, O Most High, have dashed in pieces the enemy. See this? Looks like I got a right hand, got a left hand. Mashiach Yahushua is on the right hand side, isn't he? Look. And in the greatness of thine excellency hast thou overthrown them that rose up against thee. Thou sendest forth thy wrath, which consumed them as stubble. And with the blast of thy nostrils, the waters were gathered together. The floods, the blast. Listen, you know the Most High said, the earth is his footstool. Now he said the blast of his nostrils. You know, that's your nostrils right here. That's your nostrils. The blast of his nostrils. Listen, and with the blast of thy nostrils, the waters were gathered together. He blew it out of his nose. He blew in his nose. And with the blast of thy nostrils, the waters were gathered together. The flood stood upright as an heap, and the depths were congealed in the heart of the sea. The enemy said, I will pursue, I will overtake, I will divide the spoil. My lust shall be satisfied upon them. You're going to get back what we got from them, right? I will draw my sword, my hand shall destroy them. Thou didst blow with thy wind through his nose. He blowing his nose, and with the blast of thy nostrils. Thou didst blow with thy wind. The sea covered them. They sank as lead in the mighty water. That's why he say the heavens can't contain the Most High. Say, earth is my footstool. Your heel, his heel can go on the earth. You know, a footstool? He says he blowing his nose. He blowing air out of his nose. Wow. Thou just blow with thy wind. Blowing his nose. The wind that's coming out of his nose. The sea covered them. They sank as lead in the mighty waters. Who is like unto thee? Who is like unto this Most High? Our power. So who is like unto the Most High among the gods? Among the idols, if thou can say. Who is like thee, glorious in holiness, fearful in praises, doing wonders? Thou stretchest out thy right hand, the earth swallowed them. Thou in thy mercy hast led forth the people which thou hast redeemed. Thou hast guided them in thy strength unto thy holy habitation. The people shall hear and be afraid. Sorrow shall take hold on the inhabitants of Palestine. Then the dukes of Edom shall be amazed. The mighty men of Moab, first he said the Arabs, now the Edomites, so-called white people, and the mighty men of Moab, the Chinese, trembling shall take hold upon them. All the inhabitants of Canaan shall melt away. Because remember, he took out 7 nations mightier than us. Fear and dread shall fall upon them. By thy greatness of thine arm, they shall be as still as a stone. Till thy people pass over. O Most High, till the people pass over. O Most High, till the people pass over, which thou hast purchased. Thou shalt bring them in and plant them in the mountain of thine inheritance, in the place, O Most High, which thou hast made for thee to dwell in. He loved the land of Israel. In a sanctuary, O Most High, which thy hands have established, the Most High shall reign forever and ever. The horse of Pharaoh went in with his chariots and with his horsemen into the sea. And the Most High brought again the waters of the sea upon them. How? Verse 8. And with the blast of thy nostrils, the waters were gathered together. Thou, verse 10, thou didst blow with thy wind. The sea covered them. They sank as lead in the mighty waters. Y'all, what y'all gonna do with him? That's why it said, who is like unto thee, O Most High, among the gods? Among all these idols that the other nations is dealing with, who is like our power? Verse 19, for the horse of Pharaoh went in with his chariots and with his horsemen into the sea. And the Most High brought again the waters of the sea upon them as he blew out his nostrils.